So Clay Buchholz goes to the Philadelphia Phillies while Boston gets in return a minor league infielder that hasn't gone above Class A. First of all, what's
Yeah.
the reason for this trade?
Well, you look at it from both sides. First of all, from the Red Sox perspective, I mean, they had starting rotation depth at this point, after the monster trade for Chris Sale. And, Buchholz's contract, this was a way for them to get out of that, basically, and, ensure themselves a little more flexibility. This is a club that is obviously one of those teams over the luxury tax threshold, so this helps them in that regard, less punitive now. And, the return is marginal at best, as you can tell, but I think it's more about shedding the salary. And, Buchholz's value at this point is indeterminate, really, because he's had such a mercurial career. He's kind of been all over the place. So from the Phillies' perspective, though, it's interesting just because you wouldn't suspect necessarily that a clear rebuilding club would be the ones to take a chance on Buchholz. I mean, just because of the starting market, there's a number of teams looking for starting help. The starting market being so thin, you thought maybe a contending team would take a shot at him in the back end of the rotation. But to the Phillies' credit, they're so payroll flexible right now. They take on that salary, throw him in their rotation that's predominantly young, and look, if he has a bounce back, full season like he had down the stretch in 2016, if he can do that over a full season, he's a really viable trade candidate mid-season for a team that's obviously collecting prospects at this point. So it makes a lot of sense from their perspective. They can easily swallow that salary and give him a shot.
Why weren't the Red Sox able to get more back for Buchholz, though? He's a veteran pitcher with postseason experience. You would think that they'd be able to get some more back for him, no?
Well, I mean, when you just look at the highlights of his career, yes, but unfortunately they've been so often offset by these periods. I mean, he varies between two extremes, and when he goes bad, it's really bad. And lost his rotation job as recently as late July, early August. And then just because of a need arose again in their rotation, he stepped back into it and pitched really well for them down the stretch. But it was such a small sample. And again, there's these larger samples where Buchholz really struggles. So I get it. It's hard to just sell the upside or the potential and ignore, these prolonged periods of struggle, which have dotted Buchholz's whole career.